Hello everyone, I'm North Scorpio, and this is the first time that I've recorded a video directly for your seeing eyes. Normally it's the start of a stream and I just kind of clip it off the front. So it's been a while. It's been about 4 years. 3 years. I was streaming Final Fantasy 9 and Fallout 4 when I decided to end, and those were going on at the start of 2018. So I guess 3 years. It's been 3 years since I created something offline, I guess. And I just realized that I actually was live. Whoops. I gotta make sure I push the right buttons, that's all. That's fine. They got a little sneak preview. Oh boy. I'm sure nobody showed up. Oof, self-deprecation. Looks great on me. So what's going on? I needed to do this to show you what's going on. So, words. Hard. Yes. I decided a couple weeks ago that I wanted to do a facelift of the videos once more. So for older videos, that is just updating them all for the correct description layout that has the new hashtags that are available that show up to make it a little easier to search for, stuff like that. And I'm also adding back the episode names to go with the video game and title number. Again, I should have been doing this the whole time, but when I kind of gave up on the idea of YouTube doing anything for me, I kind of just let that go. But in the last year, it's been less than a year, in the last 6 months, I think that was when the first Amnesia highlight went up, was about 6 months ago now. When that first Amnesia highlight went up, I started thinking of stream highlights as a way to bring more people in and show little clips. I started to have these thoughts, and then I did the Norse Peaks, the best of videos, which are not gone, to state definitively. I just haven't really put any time and effort into working on them again. I'm going to. I just have been sorting out some other things that needed to be dealt with first. We're getting close. That's the point of this video. So, what's happening with what you've been seeing over the last 2 weeks? You may have noticed that Fallout 4 has been showing up again, and I'm not playing that right now. Well, it's the old Fallout 4 videos. Sorry, there's a freaking this side is a little bit poofed. It's bothering me. I don't know if it's actually poofed though, or if my green screen is just no, it's a little poofed. Distractions. I should put this over it so I can't see myself. That'll work. So as well as going through and updating the descriptions and videos names, I started looking at other things that I made the decision that I'm going to go back to having more easily ingestible videos, and it's not just going to be a VOD dump on this channel. So I went back and started with Fallout 4, which was one of the first RPGs that we streamed when we switched over to full streaming. And I also went and I'm working on Jotun for one of the first live NSFLs that we're streaming when we switched over to the NSFL stream format. And I'm cutting them down into more digestible chunks of 20 to 30 minutes is kind of the range I'm looking for. But I'm also looking for titling them, which means that I'm focused on what's the theme of this part. So with some games like Jotun, like Spyro, I can focus it around what world I'm in or what chapter we were working on. So this means that some sorry. Some games are not actually going to change. Some games are going to stay up as they are, although part of me still would like to re-upload them with the ending cards, which have returned as well. If you watch to the end of any of the videos, you'll see there's a link to another playlist. There's a link to subscribe and to the other most recent video. But I don't think I'm going to do that. We're not going to go that far, because at that point I might as well start a new channel and put the new ending and everything on all of my videos, including the very, very old ones. And that thought crossed my mind, but I'm going to hold myself back from that level of anal retentiveness. So something like Dead Space, which I already have cut into each chapter, something like Spyro that we already have World 1, World 2, World 3, those are not going to get re-spliced. They're just going to stay up. Although Spyro Reignited Ripto's Rage might. But with stuff like Fallout 4, with Jotun, that's something that I've been able to cut down so that the way they're more manageable, and honestly, I think that's better. It's already feels to me like it's breathing some new life into this channel. It's breathing some new life into me because I'm putting some effort into editing, which is leading into the encouragement and interest in the Norse Peaks, in getting back into my script writing so that I can start to put up some more scripted content, which I has been said before, but those vlogs are all gone. You will also notice that there are a lot of videos that I've cut away. So, one, since we're re-uploading Fallout, I got rid of the Fallout 4 original VODs, and we're just putting up the new ones, and we've replaced them. Jotun will be next, if I didn't already do it. But other old playlists that were unfinished games, my original playthrough of Stardew Valley, the Bastion videos, all of my old vlogs, and the Norse Scorpio random and stupid videos, I purged all those. I wasn't happy with them anyways, and at first I had just unlisted them, so if you had them in a playlist or if you had the link to them, you could still watch them, but why? And I say why because I was starting to put that same effort. Those videos were never going to be seen by anyone who did not have a direct link. And I was putting the same effort into fixing this titling for those. And I just, no. I also went and deleted some other things like the Sims 4 highlight videos that I did for Twitch streams way back. And the reason I did those was they had all that Incompetech music behind them and everything, and they're not as good as I want them to be. I might do some more Sims stuff in the future as well, bring it back, but in a updated format. So over the next years, I'm going to be doing that. I think going forward, what I'm going to be aiming for is Monday to Friday, have that consistent. For now, I might find that I need to up the ante a little bit, but for now, I'm gonna go for a Monday to Friday 12 to 4, 12 and 4 upload schedule for the RPG that we're currently working on, and then one of the older ones. Obviously, this last week was a bust. I didn't stream, so we got a lot more Fallout 4, which is not a bad thing. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I'm thinking a couple extra videos that are just NSFL, unless I'm falling behind on the other stuff. And then we get the NSFL stuff out on weekends in a little bit faster capacity, because there's not as many of those. And the Norse Core will also have to follow that suit. But again, with the Norse Core, there are probably some VODs that don't need to be re-edited. I don't know. And I'm all over the place here. I know this is this classic ramble. I'm very good at it. So, re-releasing cut-up versions of old VODs so that way they're digestible. Final Fantasy is starting up again in about 10 minutes for me. And we're gonna be going through every Final Fantasy game in order. So what this means is when we get to Final Fantasy V, it's going to be Final Fantasy V replays of when I played it in 2018, 2019. And then that's when I'll start uploading the Final Fantasy V in a more digestible portions. Same when we get to Final Fantasy IX. It's going to be a replay for YouTube. And for Twitch and for YouTube, we'll be doing Final Fantasy IX finally redigested. I don't know how long it's going to be. We got a long journey. There's a lot of Final Fantasy games to get through, but I'm looking forward to this. There may be some need to break at some point, play an action RPG in there just to cleanse my palate. Also on the Fallout, there's too many F games that we're working on. The Final Fantasy XIV front, Heavensward, it's fun, but it's also a bit of a slog. I think after the next batch of quests are done, I'm gonna take a couple weeks break from that so that the Norse Core can play something else. I know it's not called Norse Core here. It's Norse Core on Twitch. But hopefully you'll be hearing from me in an offline capacity fairly soon. I'm not going to set any promises or expectations, but I'm working on stuff that I hope to start recording here in the next couple weeks, so that way we can have some of that you and me time again. We'll see. I gotta go set up for the stream. I've already been eating into my budget for pre-stream time. So until next time, I will see you all later.